This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hallo allemaal en welkom bij een nieuwe serie genaamd de Stanley Parable. Dit spel gaat eigenlijk gewoon helemaal nergens over. Nou ja, eigenlijk wel een beetje. Het gaat over Stanley, hij werkt al echt jaren in dit bedrijf. Hij moet altijd knoppen drukken wat er wordt opgegeven, maar nu is er gewoon niks. Dus er is iets aan de hand. Dat wil Stanley uitzoeken. En dit spel gaat vooral eigenlijk om wat jij zelf doet. Dus jij bepaalt wat er in dit spel gaat gebeuren. Dus bijvoorbeeld je kan hier.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Dus er is één iemand die het hele verhaal aan het vertellen is. En je kan dus zeg maar of wel naar hem luisteren of dus helemaal niet. Dus je mag gewoon zelf kiezen wat je gaat doen. Dus voor deze aflevering gaan we gewoon kijken wat er gebeurt als we het verhaal volgen. En dan de volgende keer gaan we kijken wat er gebeurt als we het verhaal dus niet volgen.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Dus we zouden nu naar links of naar rechts kunnen gaan, maar dit keer gaan we naar links om te kijken wat er gaat gebeuren. Eens kijken.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oké, we gaan dus naar mijn baas toe. Oh god.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oké. Dat was leuk.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oké, zo. Het is mooi zonnig weer buiten, jongens. Hoe vinden jullie dat? Wat is dit? Oeh, kunnen we erin? Oh, jammer. What the fuck?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. Oh. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What the fuck?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Wauw, we hebben dus een geheime doorgang gevonden. Cool. Er is hier een lift. god! This is spooky. Waar gaan we heen? Waar zijn we, Stanley? Vertel het mij! Oh ja, wacht, Stanley kan niet praten. Waarom zit ik te wachten op een antwoord? Ha, 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 ha. Maar oké. Dus we hebben een geheime doorgang gevonden achter...
Deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Zien jullie
Why
dat?
did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh. Waar zijn we?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? Nee, we gaan nog het verhaal volgen. We gaan gewoon nog het verhaal volgen. Eens kijken. Licht.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
De tv's zijn allemaal kapot, dus what the fuck? Camera's?
Now the
Oh,
monitors jumped to
okay.
life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Wat? Is dat een lift?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Daar zijn wij, daar zijn wij. 427. Cool. Waarom zeg ik cool? Het is een spioneren ons.
No,
Of, nou ja.
he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oké, dus wij gaan het nu uitzetten. Oké, dan zetten we het uit. Hallo? What's happening? Stanley! Meneer die praat.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking. but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And Stanley was happy. Maar waar waren we? Oké. Ja, dus dit was het verhaal. Wat, voor als je gewoon deed wat je luistert. Als je goed luistert en deed wat hij wou dat je wou doen. Zoiets. En nu zijn we weer gewoon bij het begin. Is er nou een ander verhaal dan? Of?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, ja,
Stanley
oké.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Nee, shh.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Shut up. Dit is nu... Het spel wordt nu gewoon gereset elke keer wanneer je het spel hebt uitgespeeld. Zodat je weer de andere mogelijkheden kan bekijken. Dat laat ik je dus zien in de volgende aflevering van de Stanley Parable. Ik wil jullie graag allemaal bedanken voor het kijken naar de Stanley Parable. En dan zien we jullie in de volgende aflevering van de... Zie ik je in de volgende aflevering van de Stanley Parable. Tot later!